Today I'm going to share with you one of the biggest secrets to my success in my whole life. This is something that when I learned this, allowed me to hack my own motivation and generate motivation seemingly out of thin air. What I'm also going to share, if you stick to the end, is how you can get a free training that I just only shared with a few members of my inner circle last year. You'll need to act quick because it won't be around for long. But as a reward to help you start to understand this process, you can get that completely for free if you take action. And the secret to success I'm going to share with you is basically how to seem like you're generating motivation out of nowhere. This is something that's led to me being much more successful in my personal life. It's led to me being a better husband and a better father and a better friend. It's led to me being much more successful in my career as a chiropractor and why our clinic is so successful. But it's also actually led to the creation of patient-centered training. It's the reason why I do this, and it's what led to me create things like the Happy Patient Project and be so successful in this realm as well. And that's by trying to hack motivation. So what I mean by this is most of us think that the reason certain people do things, the reason certain people are successful is because they do successful things. And they do that because they have loads of motivation. We think that if we're going to take action, we need to be motivated first. And that's true. Generally speaking, you need to be motivated in order to do something. So for example, I'm motivated to get a glass of water because I'm thirsty, so I take action, I grab this glass and I drink some water. And the other thing that tends to happen is that we think that, well, motivation requires inspiration. That we have to be inspired. We have to have this big picture of what our life could be and then generate motivation, fill up the fuel tank, and then we go and start to take action about that. And this happens a lot. This is generally how most of us think it works, and that can work that way. You can think of this a little bit like, inspiration is the light bulb moment. Forgive me for drawing a terrible light bulb, but hopefully you can get an idea of that. That then leads to motivation. Motivation is essentially the desire to change where we're at. Is that we go, well, we're at the bottom of this mountain and we want to climb up there. So that's motivation, is changing where we are to where we want to be. And then action is all the tiny steps that we take in order to climb up that mountain. There's a problem with this though, and the problem is you will always, if you think this is how it works, be sitting around waiting for inspiration, because inspiration is something that tends to happen to you. It's not something you can really just generate out of thin air. And that leads to it being very hard to generate motivation and very hard to take action. And you probably know what this is like. I remember being a student. It was really hard to study and it was really hard to get motivated. And I wasn't really inspired because there was so much pressure and so many things going on. Even though I'm a second gen chiro, I always wanted to do this. It was really hard to do that. What I learned there that I've applied through the rest of my career though, is that this is not the full picture. There's one key thing missing, and that's one more little arrow. And that is that action is what generates inspiration. This is not a single line, I to M to A, that's it. It's a loop. And that's really, really important for a reason, because you can sit around waiting for inspiration to start the loop. That'll work. You can hope that you can get yourself motivated enough. And that's where things like, writing out your 5-year plan and outcome visioning and, meditating on visions of what your life could be like and goal setting, all that stuff comes from. It's trying to create inspiration to get you motivated to take the action. That works, but it doesn't always work. And it doesn't work for a lot of people. And I'll be honest, it didn't work that well for me. What worked for me was realizing I can start here. I just have to take action. That will generate inspiration, that will create motivation to take more action, and then I've got a positive feedback loop going on. I forget the name, but there's a very famous author who was published loads of books, put out books faster than faster than nearly any author can do. Their secret when they were asked their success and how they were able to write so much was simple. They just said 200 crappy words a day. They just woke up every day and went, all I have to do is write 200 terrible words. That's the only bar I'm going to set myself. That is an action that's very small. It's not daunting. It's not this, oh my God, I have to write chapter 6, or oh my God, I've got to edit the first half of the book. 200 crappy words. That's all they had to do. They would do that. They would just go, I'm just going to write 200 of something. That then created inspiration because they went, whoa, hang on, no, they wouldn't do that. They do this. And whoa, what about if they did that instead? Or maybe there's a whole inspiration for another book in there. That action, just taking and doing something, led to some inspiration that created motivation to do more. And then they never they never had a day where they only wrote 200 crappy words. They were always writing more. They were putting out books every few months, essentially. And this works for us. This works for the same way for every human being on the planet. As if you want to do something, but it seems so daunting, you're not feeling inspired, you don't have enough motivation, you think, well, it's this great big mountain I've got to climb. You don't have to have the image of you standing on top of the mountain, like with your arms out like that, with this amazing view going, yeah, I did it. Like, if you don't have that image, that's fine. All you've got to do is take one step up the mountain. Just take that first little step. That will create a bit of inspiration for, oh, what if I did another step? And that will create some motivation to do more. You can hack it by starting here. And I would generally say it's better to start here than to start there, because that teaches you that actually just taking action allows you to change things in your life. Now, I realize this might seem like it's not very much about communication, about patience, but it's very much about learning. It's very much about becoming a better clinician, becoming a better person, and growing. And to be honest, that's one of the things I'm most passionate about. So to help you do that, I'm going to give you a way to take action. It's very, very simple. You got to type a few words on your keyboard. That's it. All you need to do, if you want to get this free training that, like I say, most of my members haven't even seen yet, you want to get that completely for free, just message me. Either reply if this is an email, or direct message me. Don't post a comment, but just message me personally on Facebook. Just say, can I have that training? If you do that, and you do that by Friday the 25th, so you've got this week to do it, you've got a few days left. By Friday, I will send you a link. You can have that training completely for free, but it goes away on Friday. So you need to do it then. After that, the link stops working. So if you want to do that, just message me, say, hey, Chris, can I have that training? Shoot me an email, message me on Facebook, whatever it is. Take one small action. I will send you that. That will then create a bit of inspiration, a bit of motivation for you to watch it. By doing that, you can go, now I know something I could do. And that will get this loop going for you. You'll start to improve your communication. It's one of the most popular topics I've taught on, actually. So if you want to get that, just message me back, let me know, and I will send that to you happily. Any questions on this? Are you not sure how to start? You can ask as well. But I promise you, the hardest thing to do is wait for this to happen. The easiest thing to do is just take action. Do one small thing, your life will start to get better, I promise you. So as always, I'll be back soon for another video. Very excited. Next week, I'm going to be letting you know how you can start to access the Happy Patient Project again. Enrollment will be opening very soon. But in the meantime, if you want that free training, just message me and let me know. All right. Take care, guys.